Hello, my duckies. Welcome back to the Bossa Nation of SC Love or you hate. How's it going, everybody? And hello, all my buddy fighters out there. What's happening? As you can see, I have the Thunder Empire deck profile. A very strong and terrifying deck that everyone hates to fight, but everyone loves to play against people to make them cry. As you can see, I went all out and bought the Thunder Empire sleeves for my deck because I watch the anime and I love the Thunder Empire. And let's talk about this deck. This deck is more terrifying than you think it is. It has so much potential. It could do so much stuff. And you'll just see when I get into it. So yeah, how's your day? What are you doing? Yada yada yada. So, let's start with the flag. Let's start with the flag. The Thunder Empire. You know it's Japanese. I have the American one, but I just prefer the way it looks. Now, for the Thunder Empire flag. You can use monsters. You can use any world card as long as it says the Thunder Empire in its attribute. So, for example, see, I have my buddy Batzz'S Lightning. See on the attribute says Dragon and Thunder Empire. That's what I mean. It can use any card as long as it says Thunder Empire in it. Next, its starting ability. Remember, some flags have different abilities, like the Dragon's Way, the Chaos, the Dragon's Ravine, or some shit like that. They all have different abilities. So for the Thunder Empire, these start with 1 gauge, 11 life, and get this, 7 cards in your hand. Ooh, so busted. But let's start with our buddy, Batzz'S the Lightning. We have our buddy, and we main deck 3 of the copies. Why? Because you'll see in a second. My whole deck runs perfectly because it makes sense, so you can't go overpowered. We have the buddy rare, then we have the other ones just so we can bring it out. Let's talk about Batzz'S, my buddy. First of all, he has a call cost. Every card mostly does. With 9,000 attack, 5,000 booty, and 2 critical. And he's a size 2. Not bad. Call cost. Put a Thunder Empire monster on the field into this card's soul and pay 1 gauge. If your life is 4 or less, this card gets a critical of 1 more. In other words, he gains 1 more critical. Now, his overturn ability. I can pay 1 gauge and pay 1 life at the beginning of the attack phase, destroy all cards on my opponent's side of the field, and deal 1 damage for each one of those destroyed cards. And he has double attack and soul guard. Busted. Thunder Empire. Now, let's go with the other size 2. We have the original Demon Lord Dragon Batzz'S. We run 4 of him. He's a little bit different than Batzz'S, but because I love him so much, I can't get rid of him. Call cost 1 gauge. During your turn, this card can't be destroyed. Period. At the beginning of the attack phase for this turn, if this card gets double attack. If you have 4 or less life, this card gets 3,000 power and triple attack. Busted. Cause you're busted. Next, we'll talk about another powerful card in this deck, just because it combos out well. Saint Holy Sword Dragon. Yay. I love him for 2 reasons. 1, because of his effect, and then his call. He's also a size 2. But this is where it gets good. If I have a Batzz'S monster on my field, his level gets reduced. His size gets reduced. So he's a size 0. Oh my god, I'm such an illiterate. He becomes a size 1 with Batzz'S on the field. So it's just perfect. And here's the best part. Whenever a Batzz'S monster attacks, each time it attacks, you deal 1 damage to your opponent. Period. I'll show you one of this combos later. When we get done with the deck, I'll show you one of my combos that I use for OTK. Now, for the only size 3 in the deck, Black Wing Thunder Empire Abigail. So many people hate this card. It's so terrifying. The call cost, pay 1 gauge. If you have an item equipped, this level, the size gets reduced by 1. When this card enters the field, if I have a Black Dragon or a Thunder Empire card on my field, I destroy all monsters on my opponent's side of the field, and he has the move ability. Busted. Next, for gauge control, we run triple Raid Officer Delta. When this card attacks, I put the top card of my deck into my gauge. Lets me keep attacking and adding up my gauge. Trust me, it helps. Now we have Twilight, the Black Sword Dragon. He's okay. He has double attack, and if I attack, during an attack, I can pay 1 gauge and destroy the attacking monster. Destroy the monster, I can destroy any monster on the field while I get the attack. So it's pretty useful. Just to clear a board. Now we also run double Pentar. If I have a Thunder Empire item equipped, I draw 1 card when he enters the field. Yay! Next, double. I can't pronounce his damn name. Tapuko, whatever the fuck her name is. Its name is. When this card attacks, I can pay 1 gauge, and if I declare a spell or monster card correctly, and I look at my opponent's hand, if they have one of those cards, he gains double attack and extra critical. Plus, he has the ride ability, which if some people don't know what ride is, I pay 1 gauge, and then she becomes my item. Simple. And it's also Thunder Empire, so benefits. Next, Archammer Night Brother. If I have an item equipped, this is monster effect while he's on the field. If I have an item equipped, his attacks can't be nullified. Period. Also, I can discard him from my hand, target one of my item cards, and it gets 1 critical, and its attack can't be nullified. Next, we have Clashing Archdragon Gorgas. He's just a vanilla, but he's good to start with turn 1, because then I can hit my opponent for 4 damage to the face. Because he has a critical 4. You expect nothing less from Danger World, right? Now for the last of the monsters, we have Storm Summoning Fiddler. He's pretty interesting, but he only works for very few decks. First of all, his cost is pay 1. That's his cost. He has a counter ability. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. I hate where I live. Anyway, during my opponent's turn, I could choose 1 size 1 or less monster on the field, return this card to my hand, and that monster to my hand. Yeah, but some decks don't have size 1, so yeah. But that's it for all the monsters. Let's get into the spells. Triple Arc Dragon Shield. I know, right? It's pretty gay. I can use this card if I don't have a monster in my center and I have a Thunder Empire on the field, a Thunder Empire card on the field. Pay 1 gauge, nullify the attack, and draw 1 card. So simple. Next, Batzz'S Thunder Empire. Same as that one as the Arc Dragon Shield. I don't have a monster center, and I have a Thunder Empire card on the field. Nullify attack, and gain 1 life. Next, this is where it gets really fun. In the name of the Thunder Empire, I run double of this card. Pay 2 life. Choose 2 Thunder Empire monsters in my drop zone and call them to the field and paying their respectable costs. It's a monster reborn for free! Next, my favorite card in this deck. Batzz'S Link. This card is busted. So many people have lost because of this card. If I have made 3 or more attacks this turn, I can look at the top 3 cards in my deck, choose 1 among them, put the other to the gauge, and gain 1 life. I can only activate this card once per turn. Busted! This is very crucial to one of my combos. I'll show you later. Next we have the Fighter's Oath. Double of this card. For every different world card on my field, I put the top cards on my deck to the gauge, and I gain that many life. So, depending on how many different worlds are on the field, like, mostly will only be 3 or 4, because I have a different world item, that's the max. So, 4 cards from the top of my deck will go to the gauge, and I will gain 4 life. It's an easy, quick way to gain life. Next, Secret Dragon Life Enhancer. If I have at least 2 or more different world cards in my drop zone, I gain 3 life. Simple. Next, my Disruption card, Thunder X Gabai, which so many people hates. Ugh, I can only cast this during my opponent's turn. Pay 1 gauge, return a monster on the field to the hand, then return a monster on my opponent's field to the hand. Busted! Just pay 1 gauge and return. So free! It's so free. Now we hit to the items. I only run 4 because I have Topico, so it's no big deal. We have Thunder Pike. I pay 1 gauge. This card can't attack the left and the right, but it does get double attack. So, benefits. Now we have Thunder Spear. Whenever I attack with this card, I can choose 1 monster on my field. It gains 2,000 of power and 1 extra critical. And it has the item change ability. It's not bad. Next, for the busted card of the world, my impact cards. Thunder X Tempest. Buster! I run 3 of this card. I can only cast this card if my opponent's life is 5 or less. And I made at least 3 or more attacks during this turn and without a double attack. Pay cost is 3. Deal 5 damage to my opponent. They cannot nullify the attack and the damage can't be reduced. If your opponent's life will become 0 and this card can't be changed. Wait, I'm sorry. There's always this other effect. If your opponent's life will become 0 by this card, it can't be changed by your opponent's card. So in other words, they can't nullify it, they can't reduce, and the 0 damage is going to happen regardless. You can't just take the damage and then, oh, I discard another card from my hand and gain life. No, you're going to die. You are going to die. So let me show you one of my combos that I use with this deck for more terrifying things. So first, I'll have this as my item. Either one, bots or barrel bots, but mostly it will be Demon Lord Dragon bots because I prefer him for this combo. Then I will have Saint Holy Sword Dragon here. So as you know, barrel bots does get the second attack, but first I would try to attack with Spear, see what else is on his field, then give all power to bots. Demon Lord bots attacks. He has the critical of 3 attacks. Come out, attack again. If my life is more than less, then I'll use a triple attack. Remember, Saint Holy Sword effect will activate every time he attacks. He takes 1 damage no matter what. Period. Then Saint Holy Sword will attack. So everyone attacked already, so it's all Gucci and creams. And then I will activate Batzz'S X-Link. I did at least 3 more attacks. Activate the top card of my deck. If it's in your hand, do it. And if it's not, then you just drew into it. But usually with this, then you end game with Thunder X Tempest. Buster! So yeah, that's one of my combos that I use. It just hurts people a lot. So, anywho, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below. Also, remember if you're not part of the Batzz'S Nation, hit that subscribe button because you're Batzz'S in your own way. Catch you later. Much love, as always. Bye-bye.
Be shaking your flow. Come against me, that's a no-no.